Good morning, students. We have discussed the first part of the chapter in the last class. Today, we are going to discuss the second part. With this, I hope we can wind up the text. Okay, so come to the text from page number 137. At the bottom of that page, you can see from that we are going to discuss today. Okay, chapter is Letter to Adolf Hitler, which is written by Gandhi on December 24th, 1940. As you know, we have discussed the intention of Gandhi is nothing other than to have a call for peace and to have a call for non-violence, etc. Isn't it? So, and in the last part of the first part also, we have noted that Gandhi tried to make a connection, to make a comparison between the struggle that is going on, the movement of independence that is going on in India, and also the condition of non-European people of there, isn't it? So here in the second part also, Gandhi makes a glimpse to the Indian independent movement, isn't it? Indians have been struggling for the past half a century to throw off the British rule. Gandhi says that Indians in India, they have been struggling for the past half a century to throw off the British rule. Then the movement of independence are becoming stronger than before. This momentum has been achieved by the most powerful political organization, that is the Indian National Congress. Gandhi says that here also in India the movement of independence that's becoming more struggle, the movement of independence are becoming stronger than before. Then this momentum has been achieved by the most powerful political organization, that is the Indian National Congress. And Gandhi assures Hitler that they attained success through non-violent effort. The Indians, they have attained success through non-violent effort. It was the right tool to combat the most organized violence in the world, of which the British power represents. Gandhi says that in India, Indians, the Indian National Congress and its team, the citizen of non-citizen, the people of India, they attained success only through the non-violent effort. Then he says that it is the right tool, it's the right weapon to combat, to face, to challenge the most organized violence in the world, that is nothing other than the British power. So he calls British power as the most organized violence. It's not only a violence, but it's an organized violence. This organized violence can be challenged. Violence can be combated only through this technique of non-violence. And he says that that's a right tool, that's a right technique also. Gandhi expresses his dilemma in seeing which is better organized, the German or the British. He has only one confusion, whether or which is a better organized violence. It's that is done by Britishers in India, or that is of German in there, isn't it? So he expresses his own dilemma in seeing which is better organized, the violence of German or the violence of British, or which is the best organized, the better organized violence. That's a question Gandhi makes there. Then Gandhi informs Hitler that they never wish to end the British rule with German aid, as Indians have found a strong force in non-violence, which if organized well can stand itself against all the violent forces in the world. Gandhi says Indians, they are not ready to not ready to wish to end the British rule in India with the German aid. German aid here means the violence, the troubles. So Indians are not ready to face the challenge to challenge those people, those British people in India with violence. We have found a strong force in non-violence. Our power is non-violence. Gandhi says so. Then he goes for an extent that if organized, the non-violence which if organized well can stand itself against all the violent forces in the world. He hopes so. He says that if it is organized, this non-violence tool is organized, well structured, it can stand itself against all the violent forces in the world, whether it is British or German, whatever it is. It has a power. Then he explains this what is really the meaning intention of this technique called non-violence. Non-violent technique is a do or die step without killing or hurting, and hence there is no such thing called defeat. Keep in mind, non-violence technique is nothing other than do or die. That means there is no chance to kill, there is no chance to hurt, there is no question of defeat. There is no such a thing called defeat. It can be used without money, without aid of science of discussion. There is no need of money, there is no need of having bombs, other scientific inventions, the science of destruction, as you know. We have no need of, we never need the help of this science of destruction. We have no need of money for the same. There is not at all the question of defeat and success. To get the right, that's the whole question, that's the whole thing. Nothing else. Do or die. Without killing, without hurting, without any trouble, without any violence. That's the philosophy of non-violence. He says that there is no a question of defeat at all. It can be used without money, without aid of without the aid of science of destruction. Science of destruction refers to anything that is harmful to the society, that is harmful to the people. Then Gandhi warns Hitler that Hitler's methods and weapons could be used against him by the British or some other powers for his acts, as he is not leaving any legacy for his people to be proud of. That's again important question. He warns Hitler that you keep in mind that Hitler, please keep in mind that there is a chance your enemies may make use of the weapons of you. Your same weapon can be made use of by your enemies. So keep in mind that there is a chance for the same. It may be used by Britishers against you. It may be some other powers against you, against your people, against your government. So that's you keep in mind. He is not leaving any legacy for people to be proud of. Hitler's people cannot take pride in the grandeur of his cruel deeds. Hence, Gandhi requested him to stop war in the name of humanity. Hitler's people, Gandhi says that your people can never take pride in the grandeur of his cruel deeds. So what's the meaning of the life? What's the meaning of all these things? Then Gandhi requests him, please, you stop your war in the name of humanity. Gandhi says that you will lose nothing by referring all the matters of dispute between you and Great Britain to an international tribunal of your joint choice. He tries to have a common, a peaceful end for this dispute between Britain and Germany. Then he says that you please consult any international agencies for the same. Out of your joint choice, you and Britishers, you choose your any agency for the same to grant peace between you, Britishers, and you, German people. Then try to have a solution for your problem. If you attain success in the war, otherwise, Gandhi says, what happens otherwise? You may attain success in the war. What it means? It will not prove that you are in the right. Even the success of you in the war, that does not prove that you are in the right path. What's the meaning of success in the war? With violence. It will only prove that your power of destruction was greater, nothing else. It does not prove that you are in the right path, but only prove that your power of destruction was greater. Then he says, whereas an award by an impartial tribunal will show as far as it is humanly possible, which party was in the right. Then Gandhi reinforces the power of his method of non-violence to Hitler, and he claims that he had already requested the Britons to follow it. Britons means the British people to follow it. In fact, Britain is a friend for Gandhi, though he seems to be a rebel for them at the point of time. At a certain point of time, he may be rebel to Britishers, but actually Gandhi says, I am a friend to British people, so I have requested them to follow this technique of non-violence. So my request is that you two people have to follow the same technique of non-violence. Gandhi made his proposal simple because his intention was to make things more practical, more familiar. He also brings the attention of Hitler towards the fact that Indians have delayed their own peaceful struggle for the people of Europe who yearn for peace. The call for peace is not only the matter of Indians, it's not only the matter of some Britishers, but European people, you also call for the same peace, isn't it? Yearn for the same peace. So my request is that you take this non-violence as your tool. That itself is more than for you. This Gandhi pleads Hitler to make an effort for the same, to take this non-violence as your technique. In short, let us wind up. Gandhi has intended to address a joint appeal to Hitler and Mussolini. Gandhi met Mussolini during his visit to England as a delegate to the Round Table Conference. Gandhi ends his letter on a positive, hopeful note that by stating himself as Hitler's sincere friend. As he at the beginning of the essay, we noted that Gandhi addresses him as my dear friend. Like that, he also comes to the what ends at the end part of this letter. We can see again that Gandhi ends this letter on a positive, hopeful note by stating himself as Hitler's sincere friend. So, dear students, with this, let me wind up this session. You go through this. I hope this is a simple lecture, isn't it? So, we have the what is the technique of non-violence. That's the core point of this part, the technique of non-violence. Then the independence movement in India, as you know, and its technique of non-violence, how Gandhi has employed this technique of non-violence in Indian independent movement, you know it. Then he considered the Britishers, even though they are of course, Gandhi is a rebel to Britishers, British government and other structural things. But at the same time, Gandhi feels that he is a friend to British people, isn't it? Then he also requests the British people to follow the same technique of this non-violence, and he also requests the European people to take the same technique of non-violence. When Gandhi says that success using violence cannot be considered even as success. What it means? It means nothing other than you have the greater power of destruction. Nothing else. That's the meaning of success in the war. That's a very great humanitarian lesson from Gandhi's letter. So, dear students, that's the message of the Gandhi's letter. You just go through the text and have the clear content of your text. Thank you. Thank you.